There was one Drake line that I really felt this year, and there's another Drake line that I really want to live. The Drake line that I felt this year was career is going great, but the rest of me is fading slowly. Right now, I'm making the most money I ever made. I am been consistently increasing my income. I've been around multimillionaires. I've been working with a company that makes over $700 million. I've been to a private Chick-fil-A tour. I've worked with Walmart, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, Moe's Southeast, Chewy's, and a lot of fucking big brands. Kroger, Walmart, Publix. So obviously I'm in like the food and beverage industry. Like I said, a whole bunch of like retail stores and restaurants. I don't usually tell people what I do, um, but I guess in this video I'll say it. I'll kind of reveal it. Um, I don't say what I do on Instagram, and I usually just don't say what I fucking do. Why? I don't know. People make working a corporate job their life, or they make it like their personality. Like they're like, oh yeah, corporate job. Like they send like corporate job fucking memes, and like they post it, and like it just becomes like who they are. They're like, oh yeah, I make six figures. Like, no, bro, you make 80 grand. There's a lot of people like that. Like, yeah, I make six figures. Like, no, you make 80 grand. It's like they don't even make 80 grand. It's like they're like on target earnings is 80 grand, or like if they hit their sales quotas is 80 grand. It's like, bro, you really make like maybe 50, maybe 45. But what I do is, so before I used to manage and assist a $300 million a year team. So we have food service and retail. And the food service, like I said, we work with Chewy's, Mosey's, Chipotle, um, Disney. We sold products to Disney. But now I've promoted and I now run the e-commerce business. So right now I'm running the Amazon business. The Amazon business last year did $800,000 in revenue. And now I manage the Amazon business and we're going to be launching a Walmart. So that's what I mean as in career's going great, but the rest of me is fading slowly because I'm making the most money I ever made. And I'm basically an entrepreneur, but as a job. And this is obviously, honestly, like a really great job to have because it's like I'm learning to run how to run. I'm learning to run. I'm getting paid to run a seven-figure year business, and I am kind of seeing how a $700 million a year company is being ran, and so I kind of get to see that I get to see stuff that most people don't see, right? And I get to connect with people and talk to people that most people don't talk to. Now, when it comes to the rest of me fading slowly part, it's that this year, like I said, I've made the most money I've made, and I've just been increasing my income. But I've been hit with these very interesting problems, these very tough, interesting problems. But when it comes to the Drake line that I want to live, is at 17, I wanted everything that was in store. At 23, I bought it all just to make sure. That's the Drake line I want to live. And I got about 2 years, honestly, really 1 year, because my birthday is in about what's now, it's August. So I got 2 months. And I turned 22 years old. Um, I guess this video could kind of also be kind of a life update, what's changed, what's going on. Um, but yeah, 23. At 23, I bought it all just to make sure. Um, Life is very interesting, I feel like because it's like when you're like 15 years old, you're 14, 13, you're in high school, it's like your only problems are like, can I pass this test? Or your problems are like, oh, does she like me? Or she's not texting me back. Or your problems are like, oh, my mom didn't give me money to buy VC. It's so weird how it's like as soon as you turn 18, you get hit with these very interesting problems. And I think the interesting problems are really just like once you own something, then you have the responsibility. And when you have responsibility, like you're the one to solve the problem. So like you only have car problems if you have a car. You only have house problems if you have a house. You only have relationship problems if you have a relationship. So like when we become adults, we're like, oh, we have freedom. Let's go do this. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. Let's go own this. Let's go buy that. And then you have these things, and all these things come with responsibilities and management. You have to manage your apartment. You have to manage your room. You have to manage your credit, manage your income, manage your car, manage all of these things that you fucking own. And I think that's why when we become adults, we get hit with so much problems, is because we own so much, we manage so fucking much. And as I grow up, I kind of notice how there's a lot of traps and they're so easy to fucking fall into. The traps of debt, the traps of car payments, the traps of feeling of just accepting, just being like, oh, like, I make good money and that's it. But that's something that I've never really fell into. I've always been a man that said, what's the next level? I can literally desire something with great desire. I get it, and I'm immediately like, okay, like, what's the next level? And I've always said, like, yo, what's the next level? What's the next level? Right now, I'm already saying, what's the fucking next level, right? I'm in a position that a lot of people want to be. I'm actually in a really great position based on the fact that I'm black, I have dreads, and I have no degree. I was a class clown. I had the worst GPA ever. I had 65 grades in everything. I had the lowest grades amount to pass and get a degree. I was a class clown, like I said. I grew up in Far Rockaway, Queens, New York. By all means, I'm successful. And I'm something that a lot of people want to have. But I'm never content. I'm never like, yeah, we did it. I'm grateful. I'm very grateful. And I'm grateful because I'm proud. And I guess I can talk about the words of being proud. Proud is the best feeling you could ever feel. Being proud feels better than being happy. Being proud feels better than a lot of fucking things. A lot of people are maybe chasing happiness or they're chasing a whole bunch of things. But being proud is one of the best feelings. And also people telling you they're proud of you. So there's videos I've seen on TikTok when people when like someone tells me they're proud of me. And people really do chase people saying, like, they chase other people telling them that they're proud of them. I've also seen people who try to chase that validation as well. Like, you proud of me? You proud of me? And it's very interesting because 2023, I've heard the most I'm proud of yous. I've literally heard the most I'm proud of yous. I've heard I'm proud of yous from all my friends. I've heard I'm proud of yous from all the people who used to watch my videos and literally see me become the best version of myself. I've heard I'm proud of yous from, parents, friends, aunties, like all types of shit. And it's very interesting because it's like, it's motivation. I think that success and progress is the biggest motivator. It's not the biggest, but it's a pretty big motivator. It's like, let's say you want to lose 20 pounds and you've already lost 5 pounds. You're not like, bro, I already lost 5 pounds. Why not just go work hard to get the extra 15? But if you started to gain pounds, you're like, man, fuck this. Nothing's working. I'm just going to eat the snickerdoodle. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like progress is one of the biggest motivators for people's lives. And I think that everyone should have a year where they really fucking transform your body, your income, your whole life, your lifestyle, the way you talk, the way you think. Just absolutely go through a whole transformation. And well, first of all, just be proud of yourself. And then also have that year where like everyone's like, wow, you changed a lot. Wow, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? And it's very interesting, right? Because it's a long fucking journey. And I've spoken to a multi-millionaire. Well, I've spoken to the son of the owner of the $700 million a year company. And it's very interesting as I'm in these professional settings and I'm talking to these older people. I'm usually the youngest in the room. I mean, not usually, I am always the youngest in the room. I find that when people ask me, like, what's your age? And I go, like, and then I say my age, like, they're always like, oh, you got a long way to go. I'm like, bro, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what does that even mean? What do you mean I have a long way to go? What the fuck does that mean? Is there some shit I'm gonna see as I get older where I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I think when they say that, I think they say that to say like it's gonna be a journey, okay? And like you're gonna experience stuff that's gonna be painful and excruciating. And you're gonna go through fucking problems and you're gonna stress the fuck out. I think that's what they mean. Because if I was to go see a kid that's like 16, 17 years old and he's trying to like really be successful and really improve himself, I think I would tell him my own damn self, like, okay, you got a long way to fucking go. Like you're gonna experience some shit, you know? I don't know why, but like every time I talk to someone who's like older than me, and you know, they ask my age and I tell them, they always say like, yeah, you got a long way to go. I have no idea what the fuck that means. Um, but I want to talk about how it feels to get what you want. And then it's like, okay, so 2022 was a very interesting year. So 2021, that's when I was like, what, 19? So I don't really like to talk about my current financial situation. Well, not my current, as in like just because of what's going on now. I never like to talk about what I'm going on with now or in the near future or in the near past. I only like to talk about things from years ago. So like if you asked me what was going on in 2021, I would have told you. But because we're in 2024, now I'll tell you. I'm just very private and I guard information and people knowing stuff. But yeah, so no, 2021, I ended off 2021. I was like, what, 19 years old. 15K liquid, car paid off cash. Um, and then I rolled into 2023. No, 2022. Now, I live with my dad and not financially well. So, honestly, in my life, I've seen eviction papers more than 6 times. And it is a traumatizing experience, I'm not gonna lie to you. Ever since I've seen the first eviction paper, I've never felt comfortable like laying down and relaxing. It put a fire up my ass, and it it's like one of those feelings where it kind of puts a hole in your heart. But I'm saying that to say that as I rolled into 2022, 2022 is very fucking interesting. So in the summer of 2022, I'm gonna give you this story. So at this point, I'm in a 2 year relationship. It's a long distance relationship, so I go to Arizona to go see my girlfriend at the time. So it's a 6 day trip, and on the third day, she breaks up with me. So I'm on the whole West Coast. I'm 19 years old, so I can't even rent a car if I wanted to, and I'm broken up with her. I have 3 fucking more days left. Like, bro, imagine that, right, bro? Imagine that. And then on the fifth day, like I'm getting emails, like by the time I come back from my vacation, I'm gonna be evicted. And it's like it's not even my fault. It's because he's just not financially well. And just imagine that. Imagine that on your third day, right? So you pay $700 for the trip, $300 for the Airbnb. I'm one of those men who I take care of everything when I'm with my girlfriend. So I'm spending money, as we doing these activities. And on the third day, like she breaks up with you. And you're also getting emails, you're gonna be evicted when you come back from your vacation. And shit was hitting me. You know what I'm saying? I had nowhere I could go. I'm 19 years old. I can't rent anything. Actually, the B&B was it. Now she wasn't like kicking me out. She just said like, she wasn't in a relationship. But I'm 19 years old, so I can't rent another B&B. I can't rent another hotel. I can't rent a car. I'm just fucking stuck. You know what I'm saying? And then we got back together. I flew back to, Georgia. And then she texted me like, I want to speak to you. I want to just say something to get off my chest. Now, it's not like cheating or anything, but I'm like, I already know what you're about to say. Like, just fucking say it. Right? And she's like, oh, I want to break up again. So I'm like, whatever, right? So imagine, this is how my 2022 panned out. It was like, I was going through that shit with the whole housing. And then I get broken up with in the summer. And then I remember I went to go take a drive. Honestly, I'll just go out and say it. I was lonely. I was with someone for 2 years. This was like my best friend. This is the only person I really talked to. And I felt fucking lonely. I was one of those niggas who had every like dating app downloaded. Like I had Hinge, Tinder, Black, HUD was hookup dating. Hilly. I had every fucking I was being a hoe. I'm not gonna lie to you. And no, I just really felt lonely, and I wanted to go take a drive. And I was like, I'm not gonna bring my ID or anything. I'm just gonna take a drive. I took a drive, and I hydroplane, but I don't crash. And when you hydroplane or you almost crash, when you crash, you just turn your fucking music on. You just lock the fuck in. And I did that, but then I started. But but keep in mind, I'm taking the drive because I'm not in a good mood. So when I take those late night drives to just clear my mind, I just go on a straight path. So I turn around, go back to the house, go on a straight path, and I started listening to some Lil Baby. And I was like, I'm gonna just be in a good mood, like fuck it. So I listened to a song called That's Facts, Lil Baby featuring Dirt, and it got like a little bop to it, right? So I'm driving and it's raining, and I don't speed, but I think what made me hydroplane, I think it was either me accelerating or when you switch lanes, it has like the little things that if you ride over it bumps, like the little dividers. It hit that, and I hydroplaned. I crashed. My car was fucked up. It was totaled. The car was actually facing the other way, so like my car is facing this way as the road is going this way. Some black guy pull over the side, say, "Hey, you good?" I say, "Yeah." Da 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 da. It was very interesting because as I crashed, I didn't even give a fuck about my health or my physicality or if I was okay. My mind really went straight to like money. How am I gonna pay for this? How am I gonna do this? Da, 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 da. It's a bit sad that we're in a world like that, but it's whatever. And after that, eventually a cop pulled over, just asked me what happened. Uh, I told him my hydroplane because the tires did have like no tread. Tires were a little fucked up. Honestly, I went to go get, one time I had a flat tire. I went to go get a tire from like this little Mexican spot, and they probably didn't have the best tires, right? And long story short, I actually got a ticket. I got a ticket for like, it wasn't reckless driving, but it was like driving under da 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 for weather. So like some weird shit. I'm like, bro, like you didn't see me speed. You didn't see me do anything. You just came here and saw me crash. Like it was fucking raining. I'll see if it wasn't raining and you just see me crash. And like you're gonna give me a fucking ticket after I just fucking crashed? Like that shit was fucking crazy. Anyways. But I'm saying all that to say that 2022 was a very, very interesting year. A lot of fucking shit happened. And it's just pain. It's just pain and all these problems that happen to you as you're adult because I couldn't, like, it goes back to what I was saying, like, you can only have problems of something you have responsibility of, and you only have responsibility of something that you own. So, like, as we get older, like I said, we own these things, and then we have responsibility for them, and then, they're going to come with some problems, and we have to solve them. The biggest issue that a lot of men run into, and I would say black men, or minorities, or people who grow up from poverty, is we have a dug it out mindset. We have I'll just get through it. So we deal with problems instead of solving problems. So what does that mean? Let's say you sign up for a membership. They said it's $5, but it's really just $5 for a trial, and they start charging you $20 every month. A lot of people just deal with it. Oh yeah, they're just charging me $20 every month. They're charging me $20 every month. When you could be like a problem solver and just take 10, 15 minutes out of your time, go and cancel the membership. There's other ways, maybe it's like something is going wrong in one of your accounts and you're just like, it is what it is. I'm gonna just dug it out. That's just life. And you just deal with it. You just dug it out. And you just deal with the problem every day. And it just annoys you and it stresses you out. Well, you could just like sit down, define the problem, think of many solutions, and just solve it. And control what you can't control, and accept what you can't control. We have to become problem solvers. We cannot continue to be problem dealers. People who just deal with problems. People who just dug it out. People who just say it is what it is. Bro, it's not is what it is, bro. And this isn't life. The life that I'm living, the life that you're living, the life that majority of fucking people are living, it's not life. It's what's been normalized. Really realize that. It's not life. It's what's been normalized. Porn is normalized. It's not life. It's normalized. There's a lot of fucking things that isn't life. It's normalized. So the whole struggling, problems, issues, depression, anxiety, all of those things are normalized. They're not life. I look at what's life is laying down, getting some sun, drinking some water, working out, love, romance, traveling the world, being successful, making money. Other people say life is like, you ever like had a moment where you went to your parents, you went to someone old and like, oh, I'm going through this problem. And they'd be like, well, that's life. No, it's not. It's not life. Because that's not life for someone who's rich and successful. That's not life for someone who grew up very fortunate. So is it life, or that's just life that we're living and or the life that we've normalized? I don't want to normalize mediocrity. I don't want to normalize the paycheck to paycheck. I don't want to normalize the stressing out. I don't want to normalize the monotony. I don't want to normalize the one vacation a year. I don't want to normalize debt. I don't want to normalize being lonely. I don't want to normalize any of these. There's a lot of fucking things that people live their life and that's their life and it's just normal to them. But to me, I'm like, this shit is not normal. And like, I'm very low tolerant. You know, I may work a good job and I may make good money for my age with no degree. And just in general, even if I had a degree. And just in general, if I'm, you know, I'm black, dreads, no degree, right? You know, I may make good money for that. And just in general, if I was fucking white and clean cut. I make good money and, you know, I really good opportunity in what I'm doing. But it was up. No, you good. And it may be that, but it's like, it's not like I'm like, I want to get out of it. I want to improve life. Like it's always a constant like, yo, I want to improve. I want to get to the next level. I want to make more money. I want to do this. I want to do that. It's like, I just be like, how the fuck do people do this for like 40, 50 years? I'm like, how? Like, how do people just live a life of monotony, mundane, boring, making decent money, paycheck to paycheck, one vacation a year, and they do it all the way to 65. And I'm like, I'm only the age I'm at right now, and I'm like, bro, I don't want to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to, like, and this what's very interesting is like, there's the life I want, then there's like the life I really want, right? And what's very interesting is to go back to what I was saying about when you get the things you want, like what happens after. Is there was a moment, right? Because there's a moment I was working in a freezer warehouse job, like a literal freezer. So not like the freezer like in your crib or your apartment, but the freezer is like as big as like a living room, a little bit bigger than a living room, like a den, as big as a den, but it's like a freezer. So you got to put on your freezer suits, double socks, double gloves, hoodie, you know, all that shit. And then that's when I was like, I want to make more money. I want to get a higher paying job. And then I got it. And I'm still like, bro. And I'm still like, okay, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's very interesting. And we're always going to be, well, at least for me as a man, I'm always going to be like, bro, I want to make more money. I want to improve. And you start to realize, like, it's not just money. It's also freedom. Because, you know, I am at where I'm at where, like, I talk to the VP of sales. I've talked to the presidents. I've talked to the owner's son. I've talked to the owner. I see these people, right? The presidents, the president of sales, the VP of sales, the directors of the companies. And it's like, Yeah, they probably more than likely make good money, but like they send the emails on the weekend, right? Or like they're just always working, and they probably don't even feel comfortable taking PTO because if they do, they're coming back to a bunch of emails, or it just doesn't feel comfortable doing it. And I noticed that. I noticed that like I would never want to be the fucking VP of sales, VP of marketing, director of a company because like yeah, you may make like maybe $250,000 a year or maybe 150, but it's like the stress you deal with, the lack of freedom. Like you, you as you get older, bro, you realize that money isn't the only thing of value. Money isn't the only currency. Time is a currency because you trade time for money. So back in the day when money wasn't a fucking thing, the currency was trade. You trade a cow for a fucking horse. You trade this for that. You trade cattle for that. So money isn't the only currency because money isn't the only thing you can trade. Time is a currency. Your freedom is a currency. Your peace is a currency. All these things are currencies, and I don't think money is the biggest value of it. Um, and I woke up and I realized that because there was a moment I was like, I just want to make more money. I want to make more money. It's like I make more money, and I'm like, I want more freedom. I want more freedom. You know what I'm saying? So I've I've learned a lot this year. I've learned. I guess I could talk about what I have learned this year. I'll end it off with this video of what I learned this year. Um, like I said, the Drake line that I felt this year was definitely career's going great, but the rest of me fading slowly. As in, like I'm making more money, um, having more connections, being around millionaires, but going through these very interesting fucking problems, these very tough problems that I have caused. These just fucking tough problems, and some of the stuff you can't control. Um, what else did I learn this year? I learned this year that as big as someone's heart, it won't extend as big as their arm will be. What that means is two things. That means that someone can say they love you, but that don't mean they're willing to help you or they're willing to help you as much as you want or need. It also made me realize that like I already knew this, but it's like I experienced it. Like nobody's coming to help you. No, not coming to help you. Nobody's coming to save you, right? My mom could love me as much as she wants. She could love me for all her dear heart, right? And if I'm in a situation where I need $50,000 to live, if she don't got the fucking $50,000, then I'm cooked. You know what I'm saying? So I realized that as much as someone can love you, that doesn't mean they can help you, and no one's coming to save you. And that also someone can say they love you, but that doesn't mean as big as their heart may be, it doesn't make as big as their arm is going to be. Someone can love you extremely fucking big at a level 10, but it doesn't mean the level of they're going to help you is going to be a level 10 as well. And what else did I learn? Other things that I learned this year. To be a problem solver instead of just dealing with problems. Like I said, I grew up unfortunate. I grew up with a lot of shit going on, and the way to cope and get through it, I used to just deal with problems. Just deal with it. And I would just say, it is what it is, or I'll thug it out. And as that may help you in certain moments and allow you to survive, you have to switch from dealing with problems to solving problems and being a real problem solver. So don't have those problems going on in your head, put it on paper and really think of solutions and ways you can solve it. What else did I learn this year? I learned you need to audit, and whatever is ignored will slowly die. What I mean is you need to audit. You need to okay, there's a reason why there's quarterly meetings. There's a reason why you have meetings with your company. There's a reason why, you have quotas and KPIs and shit like that, because it keeps you accountable. And a lot of people, they're not accountable until after 365 days. You know, it's New Year's Eve. People set the New Year's resolution and then they completely forgot about it. A lot of you niggas set New Year's resolutions. You fucking forgot about it. You haven't done shit about it, and that's why That's why you need to audit yourself. You need to audit yourself on a weekly basis, on a 3-day basis, a daily basis, a monthly basis, a quarterly basis, and a yearly basis. Constantly audit yourself, because you get to a point in life where it's not about working hard, it's about working hard on the right things. And a lot of people are saying, I'm working hard, and they're not getting what they want. It's because you're not working hard on the right things. If you're just holding, like, let's say you're playing Call of Duty and you're just holding R2 and just shooting at somebody. And you're like, I'm not getting no hit marker, I'm not killing them. Why? Just because you hold R2 for a whole fucking bunch of seconds and just keep shooting, because you shoot more isn't going to allow you to fucking kill them or get your goal. Sometimes it's probably that they're so far away, you need to switch to a sniper. So what that means is that it's not about working hard and trying to continue to do shit. It's about saying, wait, hold up. I'm working hard, putting in a lot of time. This isn't working. Maybe working harder isn't going to get me my goal. Maybe changing the strategy, changing the mindset, changing what I'm doing, changing the way I'm thinking. Because I've always been a hard worker. I've always been a person who just wanted to work hard and put in a lot of work. But I definitely learned it's sometimes getting what you want is about working harder. It's about working hard on the right things, and also about just pivoting. You need to pivot. That's another thing. If you're ever feeling stagnant or you're feeling like you're not getting where you want to be in life, it's because you're not pivoting. It's either you're not pivoting and you're having these limiting beliefs. And that's why you need to audit. You need to audit, how much money is in your bank account? What's your debt? What's your income? What's your spending? What's holding you back? Just literally just audit your whole life. And it's going to feel uncomfortable. When you look at the amount of money you have in debt, it's going to feel uncomfortable. When you look at your bank account, it's going to feel uncomfortable. When you say, okay, I make this amount of money and you don't like it, it's going to feel uncomfortable. But that uncomfortable feeling is going to come with growth, because you're going to be pissed the fuck off. You're going to be annoyed. I dare someone who's broke to look at their bank account every day as they wake up and every time before they go to sleep. They're gonna tighten up on their spending. They're gonna stop going out to eat, spending money on bullshit. They're gonna work more hours. And I say for fat people as well. If you're a fucking fat piece, if you're a fat ass nigga, step on the scale every day. You'll get skinnier. Because that shit gonna hit you. It's gonna hurt you. And motivation isn't just always supposed to be sunshines and rainbows. It could be fucking just deep and dark. One thing I say is we're motivated by two things. We're motivated by pain and pleasure. The pursuit of pleasure, or the avoidance of pain. And that's what that is. The avoidance of pain. If you wake up and you check your bank account every single morning, you're gonna start making more money. And a lot of people, and I would say even specifically for myself, I can say this, I'm black. A lot of black people, bro, we have financial avoidance. We don't check our credit score, because when we check our credit score, it feels uncomfortable. We don't check our bank account, because when we check our bank account, it feels uncomfortable. We don't check our debt, because when we check our debt, it feels uncomfortable. But the thing about it is that it's only going to get worse as you avoid it. You have to face it and kind of be in that feeling of uncomfortable so you can go fucking change it. And it's only going to get worse if you continue the avoidance pattern, because you're not auditing, you're not changing. So if you're avoiding looking at your bank account or looking at your debt because it feels uncomfortable, it's only going to get worse. Because you're not realizing what you're fucking up in. You're not realizing your strengths. You're not realizing your weaknesses. And it may make you feel good, but it's not going to make the bank account feel good, the debt feel good, and all these things feel good. But yeah, man, I'm going to probably end the video off on that. Just a quick little talk video, life update. Just chatting. Quick little yarn session. But nah, man, boy, we done. Back guys in that video. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'm out.